Aha! Hello everyone. Let me just get this link now that I'm actually public. Woohoo! Am I not live? I should be live. Why am I not live? Oh shoot, edit. Disability, public, done, save, oh, is that better? I should be public now. My channel. Aha, here we go. Okay, so okay, hi everyone. I am finally live. I screwed this up initially and twice started this stream on private. In some ways, maybe I should get YouTube Premium. I don't want to pay the money though. Some ways it's quite nice to have this new streaming setup through OBS. It saves a lot of my initial setup, so I don't have to do nearly as much setup each time, but on the other hand it also preserves a lot of settings from previous videos, which if I'm doing a different kind of video like a class or a Patreon stream, then I end up with my settings all messed up, and have to figure it all out again. So right now in front of me I have a little raccoon skull, and it had occurred to me, I was thinking of what I wanted to do today, and I kind of just felt like doodling in pen, like just a regular ballpoint pen, just doing something really light. So I went digging around in my reference cabinet and found my skull collection. But then I also realized that the other thing that I've been wanting to do is particularly focus on some lighter, like white or off-white subjects. I do have black paper, so eventually I might want to do that in gouache or casein, or I might just also want to work in watercolor on white paper and see how much I can bring out some of the different tones in that white skull. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do today, but definitely going to be playing with skulls. I think that's, well, or other off-white subjects. I do have other options if people would prefer not skulls. I do also have, I recently got some more shells. So shells are another option. I also have, yeah. So I have some more Murex shells for my little Murex shell collection. Yeah. So maybe something like that. In any case, I need to go fetch my coffee because I'm desperately under caffeinated. I had one coffee today, but it was small. My husband has a very large mug, so he serves himself his coffee first. I get less. So I'm making myself second coffee. You have to create profiles for each stream on OBS. Oh, like each stream type? Yes, that would probably be the right way to do these things. I am definitely not doing anything in the most efficient or best way possible because my ability to plan ahead is clearly not the best. The other similar thing, so I'm working on white today. The other thing that I've been meaning to try, maybe not on stream, I feel like I maybe want to do a little bit of experimenting on my own before I go trying to demonstrate it on stream, is trying to come up with some different techniques for painting iridescence. I've been meaning to add to I have a little natural history collection going, and so I've been meaning to add some insects. Right now I have a few different skulls. They're all similar. I have a raccoon and a skunk and a coyote or wolf. I think it's coyote. So they're all the skulls currently in the collection are Sorry, I'm plunging my coffee. Ooh, they're all, my goodness. Fuck. Canids. So, I don't know, I always have some questions about ethical sourcing of skulls, among other things. The ones I have come from a hobby seller who gets them from a variety of places, farmers, as well as she knows a number of hunters who hunt for other purposes, so she's a second, like a, whatever. The bones, the skulls and bones are all excess, which, you know, there's always some question of just how ethical things are. I have a number of, I have some bird's nests that I've collected myself outside of nesting season. I have a bunch of shells from a bunch of different places, some fossils, some interesting mineral things, a few little models. So it's a small collection, but I enjoy having these references, and they are fun for something that I haven't done in a while is run classes, but they were really, really fun when I was running children's classes, which is something that I would love to do again. I just have to figure out where my comfort level is with exposure to different things. Anyway, so that is that. Let me try, where is my chat here? That's why I'm watching my own stream. Do I have people in chat? Hello? 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 Oh, hi, there we go. There are my people in chat. Hi, Paolo. Hi, Gabor. Hi, Lana. I have a fear of insects, and for that I follow entomologists on Twitter so I can get over it. Entomologists are wonderful people. I love entomologists. I found a site with project of interactive 3D scans of skulls that can be turned. Maybe that's useful for a wider variety of skulls. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because otherwise you're dependent on what you can ethically get. And it's expensive, and, you know, there's preservation issues, so, yeah, that's definitely interesting, because, you know, I am not a museum, I'm just an individual. I find it very useful to have references, like, I do prefer to have something that I can handle myself. There's just, you know, there is a difference between an image on a screen, even a 3D model that you can turn, versus an actual physical object that you can handle. But, you know, the reality is I'm not always going to have access to all of the physical references that I want. Especially when it comes to, yeah, you know, I'm not a museum, and I try to connect with museums where I can, try to get some references that way. But yeah. Anyway, it is fun to do these things, and I do find it lots of fun to work with kids too, or just students in general. But I find that having some references and especially having a bunch of like similar but not the same references, so that people can work on a project and everyone's working on, say, okay, well, we're painting skulls, we're working on anatomy, and we are working on white subjects, or we're working on whatever, but everyone has a slightly different reference. They have hyena and lion skulls too. There are realistic ways to get those. I mean, outside of like some of the weirdest skulls you can sometimes get access to if you are in touch with the university or museum. So for example, for birds, oh goodness, I'm in touch with the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum, and so I've been in there to see all of their collections, and you could do that for other disciplines as well. The University of Toronto near me has several bones labs. I don't have as direct access as I wish I did. When I was young, my mom worked at one of them, and so I grew up around all of the various collections of skulls. I don't anymore, but I am part of the Southern Ontario Natural Science Illustrators, and they do field trips to a bones lab. We haven't done one in a couple of years because of COVID, but yeah. Bradley has a site for reference pictures. He has a great photo packs for skulls with single and multiple light sources. I should be getting up and having breakfast. Also, Kitty needs medication, but I wanted to say hi. And also the topic looks super interesting. Hi, Joy! Feel free to drop in and out. Oh, I also had a silly question. I've made myself coffee, and I was wondering what the overlap between my watercolor nerds, my pigment nerds, and I know that there's a big overlap between the pigment nerds and the fountain pen people. I was wondering how much of an overlap we had between pigment nerds and coffee snobs. Just a curiosity. I am, I guess, fussy about my coffee, but not in a like I've had the same coffee every morning for the past, oh gosh, decade. And it is a nice coffee that I found on honeymoon in Cuba. It turns out that the only place in Canada that sells, or in my province, that sells it is my local grocery store, which is kind of neat. So this is Cubita coffee, but I just make it in a regular French press. Just put a few scoops in, boil some water, and throw it in. I really like the coffee it makes, but I know some coffee snobs who feel like that's not the right way to make coffee. Coffee snob present. Sweet. Coffee enjoyer, but not a self-identified snob. It just has to be nice. I only drink Nespresso because it's easier. I don't drink coffee. It's tea for me. What kind of tea do you like drinking? I also really like tea. Okay, so back to skulls. I want this one raised up a little bit. And get slightly more of an angle on it. Oh, let's see. Let's get you all lined up. There we go. And I'm gonna start out over here. One of the things I look forward to in the morning is coffee time. I really enjoy my coffee, although I've been really bad about it lately. Ember has gotten into the habit of, she goes out first thing in the morning, she goes to pee, and then she comes back and snuggles, which is wonderful. She never used to be much of a snuggly creature. She had to learn to snuggle. I know that most puppies just come knowing how to snuggle. Mine did not. She overheats way too easily for it to be a natural thing for her. Like, she'll prefer to sleep on cold tile or outside in the winter. Like, I frequently have to argue with her, like, no, I'm not going to let you sleep outside overnight. Again, we live in Canada. We live in a very urban area. And what's more, like, we don't even have a proper backyard. So when she goes outside, we let her out the side door on a tether. And so she's, like, in our driveway and on the neighbor's lawn. The neighbors are great. Like, everyone's happy with this, but it's just, it can look really bad. Because you'll have, like, a little dog all curled up. It's like -10, -20 degrees, and she does not want to come inside. But especially after dark, like late at night, I do not want it to be like midnight and there's a dog outside just like sleeping. Get the Humane Society called on me. I love good coffee, but I'm not a real coffee nerd. I put a minimal effort into procedure, but nowhere near. You can see it on YouTube. Yes, so this is the thing. Like, we both really like our coffee. I've gotten pretty lazy about it. Jordan makes my coffee in the morning. And so we have this French press. It's got about, 2 mugs worth, except that he has a really large mug. And I've gotten kind of lazy, so I get up, I take Ember out, I have my meds, and then I go back to bed. Jordan's still in bed at that time. And then when Ember comes back in, she snuggles. Jordan will get up, and sometimes I'll stay in bed and snuggle the dog, which is really, really lovely. Yeah, she's gotten real snuggly. She'll chill herself out first, and then she'll snuggle. She's like, she gets overheated, but she does really enjoy her snuggles now, which is wonderful. But yeah, our coffee procedure is, we have a little measuring scoop, put 5 scoops in the coffee press, press the boil water button and pour it in, let it steep for a moment and then a few minutes, and then plunge it down. It's an espresso grind. We do buy them pre-ground. You can just get the beans as well, but I don't have a burr grinder. And anyway, we go through the packages quickly enough that it doesn't, like, they're vacuum packed. It doesn't really seem like it makes a huge difference whether we grind them ourselves or not. But it's like it's a fine grind. It's an espresso grind. And then we have French press, so we do get some grounds at the bottom. Not much, but a little. But it's really nice coffee. Nice Cuban coffee. I get fussy when for whatever reason we can't get it, and I have to have other coffee, and I struggle to find other beans that I enjoy as much. But in terms of preparation, I really am not do not have the most involved routine. You can't get, okay, so the thing is, the specific type of coffee, like the specific coffee that I get, it's called Cubita, and it is a Cuban coffee produced, I believe, primarily for the Cuban tourist market. So it's available everywhere in Cuba, and a few places in Canada, but basically in my province, so anywhere near me, It's not really sold except for in one shop, which happens to be my local grocery store. So we first tried this coffee when we were on honeymoon in Cuba. It was obviously not prepared like this. It was prepared differently. And really liked the taste of it. Got a whole bunch of beans to bring home. And like, oh, this is nice. We're gonna have special coffee from our honeymoon. And then we realized that the one place in Ontario that sells this same type of coffee is our local grocery store. So you can't get it anywhere else except for our local grocery store and in Cuba, which is pretty neat. Yeah, so like I could take the beans and grind them coarser for a French press, but I'm lazy, so I get the ground version, which is the Cuban style, which is finer. So basically every mistake one can imagine for French press coffee. Yep, exactly. I take good, delicious coffee. It's like, it's a dark roast, but it's never tastes burnt, never tastes done. And it's like, it's a nice, like, strong espresso, but without any of the bitter or like sour or whatever notes. It's like a nice smooth finish, really beautiful aroma, and then I prepare it like an idiot. If you save a small amount of coffee, then you can use it to tint today's drawing. That is true. I could paint in coffee today. Maybe that's what I'll do. Today I'm painting in coffee. Okay, back to work. Hey Alex, how are you? It's been a while. Also, I have things to send you, so if you could please send me your address, or I can double check. I've got an address for you, but I'm not sure if it's where I should be sending things. Because I am back to, okay, so I'm drawing in pen, as I frequently do, and you'll see I'm just sort of being pretty rough here. I started out being quite a bit more careful on this piece, and then I decided to just loosen up because I feel like I need to loosen up. Just recently I've been feeling a little bit tight about my process. This tends to happen if I'm not sketching as much, I think, is really the issue. I've been caught up in trying to finish off a few projects from last year, and then heading into like I have some grant applications, and so I'm applying to some grants for some future projects. Anyway, so this might just be a really, really rough sketch, and then I'll swap over my page to get something a little bit more usable. Not really sure. I feel like I've been a little bit too tight in my work, and it starts showing, like it starts looking really rigid. So this is where sketching in pen and sort of forcing myself to really get more confident with my pen strokes, and just, you know, don't be afraid of being a little messy. Helps me then create better work in the long term. But I need to get back into the habit of sketching. The other thing that I've been realizing, I got a very interesting comment on my YouTube a little while ago that made me think, and I haven't answered it yet, and I really should. So if whoever wrote that is watching, that is wonderful. But one of my very earliest and to this day most popular videos is one where I went over my purse, my everyday bag that I keep a sketchbook and some drawing materials and stuff in, and the idea was to carry around stuff so that I can always sketch on the go. And the comment was, could you comment on how this has changed, 2 years on? Hey, Steven. Hey, Bots. How are you? It's the Kardashian of fruits. Anyway, and I thought that was really interesting because actually my kit has changed a lot. And partially it's due to, my life has changed a lot. The pandemic really sort of changed how I approach a lot of things. But part of it is just from the start, like I had this little shoulder bag thing. And what I realized is that the idea of sketching on the go was, especially, getting out a proper sketchbook with a full watercolor set and getting started and doing all the things, was often more aspirational than real. And that it always felt like it was like both too small and too big, where it was too small to really have like a full size. I was carrying around a sketchbook this size, which is fine, but it's pretty small. So if I wanted to go to a museum or on an actual sketching trip, or I would often carry other materials on top. And then it was also just too big for what I did frequently when I was doing other stuff, where it's like, well, why am I carrying all of this heavy gear to go to the grocery store or to go to my own studio where I have my own stuff, or to go to the garden? And so what would end up happening is that either I would carry both this bag that had all my things and another bag, or I would not carry the little bag. So what I've recently done, and then I got a dog. And so now, on top of the art stuff, I also find myself having to carry all the dog stuff. And it was really getting unwieldy because I ended up having to carry like 2-3 bags. So what I've ended up doing is I've actually swapped out my big bag for a much, much teenier little hip pack, fanny pack, which is super dorky, and I love it. And it's just got the teeny tiniest little sketchbook, and I can carry a watercolor kit in there, although I'm not sure I always will. It'll always have a pen, it'll always have something in it, and then I can also clip on my dog treat bag, my garden stuff. Also does not sound very ADHD friendly, that old setup. But right, so the idea was that it was ADHD friendly. The idea was that I would have one bag, right? One bag that carries my purse, my wallet, my phone, and also, that carries my wallet, my phone, my, like, all my stuff that I need day to day, but also all my art stuff. And it was not that big. Like, it was a little crossbody bag, right? So the idea was I always have one thing. And as long as that one thing is attached to me, like, I can keep track of one thing. But the problem was, because when I would go out to, if I'd go out to like a sketching event, I would end up carrying my one thing and also a tote bag and also a backpack. Or if I went out to a grocery store, I'd be carrying my one thing and also something else. And so then, yes, then I would lose the something else. But yeah, so then basically that's what I realized, is like, okay, and then when I get the dog and I'm going to the garden all the time, like, it doesn't make sense. I don't want to be carrying a crossbody bag that, you know, I'm going to want to take it over if I'm leaning over to garden. So sometimes I wasn't taking it, sometimes I was taking something else, sometimes whatever. And then with the dog, and suddenly then I need to be carrying dog bags and dog leashes, and if she's going to be doing any kind of like store training, then I need her training vest, then I need whatever. Treats, my goodness, does that girl ever go through treats? Water. So that basically, yes, I've just downsized my essentials down to, it's here, I'll get it, but it's really small. So I've downsized my essentials down to this, and actually even this is a clicker for Ember, and then I've got little teeny tiny sketchbook, this little teeny tiny one, and right now I do actually have a watercolor kit in here, because it does fit, so I can take this, but the reality is I think most of the time I'm either not going to have this, or I'm going to carry something smaller, like this guy, or possibly something like this. I've also considered the attached version of this one. So then there's still plenty of space for, it's got my keys attached in here. I've got my cards in this pocket, like cards, money, whatever. There's some space for pencils, for whatever, but it's really, really tiny. It's just a little hip bag, and then I can also attach, like, so if I go outside the house, as long as I'm outside the house, this doesn't get detached from my waist, so I can't lose it. And then it's fine if I go to the garden, like I'm not gonna wanna put it down, it can just sit around my waist. It's not heavy. And then I can also put on I can attach other stuff. I can attach, like I can put right on here, I can attach to the belt portion, Ember's treat bag, or, yeah, stuff. And so then if I do have another bag, like a backpack or something, because I'm going on a longer trip, I only have to keep track of one thing. Fanny pack plus carabiners equals magic. So new travel palettes, new brushes. Not ADHD friendly. All in on the fanny pack idea. I once made the mistake of one of those modular bags and it got ridiculous. Modular bags? Is that like the things that like zip together and zip apart, and oh my goodness, there are training vests? Oh, because I'm training Ember as my service dog. So she has a vest that says service dog in training. That's what I mean by service vest. It's not like, or by training vest. It's nothing like special about the vest. It's just a vest. It has words on it. The purpose it serves is twofold. So the first one is just, she knows that the rules are different when she's wearing that. So when we're just walking, if she's on her collar, she has to walk beside me, like she can't pull on her collar. If she's on a harness, she can run ahead, she can pull. She still has to follow orders, like if I tell her to sit, she still has to sit no matter what she's wearing. But then when she's wearing her training vest, when she's doing service dog training, when she's in a store, or whenever she's wearing the vest, she needs to stay right beside me. She needs to heel, she needs to sit at the end of aisles, and she's not allowed to ask for pets from other people. Like, she's not allowed to get pets from anyone other than me. And that's a big distinction because she's super friendly. She thinks everyone's her new best friend. So when we're walking around, she wants to meet other dogs. She wants to stop and talk to every single person and get pets, which is fine as long as she is not in a vest. So that's the first reason. And then the second purpose it serves is not for her, but it's for the people around us. So even though right now we're only going to pet-friendly stores, like, she's not at a point in her training where I feel comfortable taking her into like a grocery store. Only places where pets are generally allowed anyway, but it lets people know to not treat her like the cute little puppy she is. Not go offer her treats or waffle her ears or whatever because she's working. I am allowed my orange Fjallraven backpack and nothing else, no matter what I do. It saves me a lot of money and tears and lost things. Well, so this is the thing. Like, I have a god-awful history of just losing stuff all over the place. And it's always, like, I can keep track of one bag. One bag! That's all. I can keep track of one bag. So, yeah. So, basically what I've decided was like I was trying to figure out like, okay, so if I take this and I put it in a different bag and then whatever, like, but then I'm shuffling things around in the house and that's a different issue. So fine, no, the everyday essentials that I'm always gonna need, they get attached to my waist, so I cannot lose them and I only take them off in the house. The end. And then I still have one bag that I'm allowed in addition. And that can be a backpack, it can be a tote bag, doesn't matter, but it's a one bag. Supplies with dog walking and energy. We have a saddle bag that when we started small worked up, but he'd carry the water bottles, poop bags, travel bowl, etc. with. Yeah, so I have wondered about that too. And again, I'm trying to keep things as clear as possible for Ember because she has a bunch of different roles. So, again, when she's on her collar, she's not allowed to feel any tension on her collar. So if she runs forward and she feels the collar pull, she's supposed to stop and come back to me. She's getting pretty good at that. She also has a harness where she is allowed to run, and that's deliberate. Partially it's just because it was getting confusing for her with the collar, where sometimes she'd want to play with a friend and I would let her pull just a little bit while she's playing. So no, she's not allowed to pull under any circumstances on her collar. When she's on her harness, she can pull. That allows us to take her out to parks where she has to be leashed, but we'll put her on a long line or a flexi leash attached to her harness. She can pull on her harness. It also means we are also training her to eventually run ahead with me when I go biking. So she'll pull my bike, and she will be doing a little bit of very, very light mobility. So there are circumstances where we want her to be able to pull, but it has to be on her harness. She can't pull on a leash. And then for her, when she's in work mode, when she's wearing her service dog vest, then she's not, like, then she's back on her collar. We've tried like head halters as well, which do help a little bit with direction, but she really doesn't like them, and she seems to be doing all right without them. So we may just drop that, and she may just end up with just her vest or service dog harness as her gear. And again, she'd be on her collar, but she knows then that when she's wearing that, that is a different thing from, that the expectations on her are different than if she's just walking, all naked but for a collar, or if she's wearing a harness. So I wonder, like, if I start getting the saddle bags, well, first of all, then there's the question of, like, okay, so if I put a service vest over the saddlebags, or like have to replace it, what do I do with the saddlebags then? And there's also a question of like, for her, would the saddlebags also feel like a vest? I'm not sure. My hand sanitizer is clipped into my bag, my keys are clipped on, my wallet is in pocket and clipped on. There are these military bags that via D-ring Velcro, then a clip-on for watercolor, another for brushes. Yes, so I feel like, I have to be careful with that notion with this too, where I was looking at, like, oh, well, maybe I want to get, like, like the fanny pack concept, but like on a belt, and then I can add and subtract things and they're still on the belt. And to some extent, yes, like, I am gonna have a sheath for a hori knife for going to the garden, right? I am gonna have a treat bag for Ember. Those make sense to be separate. But I don't want to end up in the situation where I'm wearing, like, this massive belt of things and I have to decide every morning which of the 8 things I'm gonna carry. I have one regular bag for phone and stuff, like one bag that goes with Dante. So anytime Dante comes along, his bag is coming with us. It even hangs with the harness and leash. Yeah, so that's the other thing is I mean, we're not at that point yet, but we are, as part of our renovations, we are also adding a sort of, you know, prep area in our mudroom for Ember. She is already learning, you know, where her gear is and what she needs for different things. And how to pick things up and put things away. Mostly her own toys, although she did help me put away garbage yesterday, which was great. But we're hoping to turn, I'm hoping to turn that task into a scan the area and pick up any items that I may have dropped when we're like at a cafe or something as we're leaving. And also, Ember does great with routine, so she knows exactly what she needs. So if it's all part of her routine where like we leave, you know, she has her kit, we come back, she puts her kit away, or, you know, pokes me to put her kit away. I have two small bags, a bit smaller than yours, Lee, that are convertible crossbody. What mode they're in depends on how much of a hot mess express I am. I'm also quite happy, like I considered like, oh, do I want to do the convertible thing? But I think it's probably simpler for me to always have the same thing. So I'm just going to be super dorky all the time, but it's not like I go to any fancy events anymore. And you know what? If at some point in the future I start doing like art shows again or whatever, either I'll be the dorky person who wears this out, or, you know, maybe that's the time where I get a different one that's black. Right? And just contains a cart and a phone. Be the dorky person. Yeah, I think I might just be the dorky person. Like it's, yeah. Really am just getting to that point where it's like, I don't care. You know, I'm just gonna be the dorky person. I had a fanny pack when I was really little. Like my first purse or whatever when I was really teeny. And then I don't know, like I got to, you know, primary school or whatever and found out that fanny packs are the dorkiest thing. Oh my god, you have a fanny pack. Which like, yeah, so was everything else about me, whatever. Hi Amber, how are you? I love your dork self, don't worry about it. Well, yeah, I love my dork self too, but you know, it's been a process. It's been I feel like I was the purest, like least self-aware version of myself when I was about 6, 7, and then, you know, self-consciousness and anxiety started coming in, and like maybe my goal in life, I feel like my goal in life is just like, can I just get back to that like 6 or 7-year-old self? I'm actually curious about that too, whether like I know for myself, it's actually like, it's very clear to me that, you know, I was pretty set in who I am as a person by the time I was, yeah, like, probably about 6. And you know, since then I've gotten bigger. I've developed some anxiety. But like a lot of it is just, yeah. You know, I went through a period where I tried to be something different, and no, I just want to go back to, you know, an adult version. Like obviously 6-year-olds are 6-year-olds. Like I'm not actually wanting to be 6 again, but I guess I'm also curious because I know that different people have like very different feelings about this, where I know some people are like, yeah, you know, I was totally myself by the time I was 3 years old, and other people are like, I don't know, like, didn't really figure myself out until I was 40. Have stayed away because of my RBF-itis. What is RBF-itis? Plus IMO fanny packs are cool as fuck, super useful, 12 out of 10. I use 2 fanny packs and I don't care. I use one for walking the dogs when it's sunny. I don't have pockets, and a really big one for carrying a wallet and stuff. I'm the dorky person with a loud hippie backpack and full stage makeup. It's honestly fine. I've made peace with the fact that I can't have a cute purse. Oh, I mean, like, it's not... Whatever, like, I'm also the dorky person who wears, like, colorful corduroy pants from the 80s and, like, sweaters that are older than my mother. Like, it's fine. I don't care. I also, you know, I also wear sweatpants a lot of the time, or leggings, and like go to work wearing whatever. Like, it's not... I'm totally okay with being that dork. I just... You know, there was a time in the not so distant past, pre-COVID, that I did have a feeling like, well, okay, but occasionally I do have to go to gallery openings. What does one do at a gallery opening? Weddings! Like, you're really gonna wear your little fanny pack to a wedding? And the truth is, at this point, my answer is, yeah, probably, if I ever go to one of those things again. Resting jerk face-itis. I just have, like, moments where I'm trying to talk to humans who I, like, respect even somewhat, and they're being polite to me and asking, like, intelligent questions about, you know, my work, and I blubber and say things really weirdly. I get along great with my neighbors, but I feel like they probably have like a very interesting impression of me overall. They're cool people. They're both field biologists. They ask me about like current projects and what I'm working on, and I just, like, half the time I walk out of the conversation like, that was some like bizarre choice of words. What was I, what? Yeah, working on grants for, yeah, I'm doing this thing about tree bark and the stuff that lives on it. Yeah, like lichen. Yeah. Yeah. These are my humaning tools. Yes, yes, humaning is hard. I do need my humaning tools. Okay, well, that was a sketch, and I'm gonna flip this page over and run this again from a somewhat different angle because, yeah, that was fun. I have a dog barking outside, and I don't want to deal with it. Don't want to deal with it. Okay, I'm going to... Do I want to... Yeah, let's rotate that just a little. Let's give me... I also feel like for all that I, always have some issues with social skills, the pandemic has not helped in the slightest. I've just like forgotten what little bit of humaning or faking humaning I had previously acquired. Oh goodness. Yep, sorry, I'm off the screen, aren't I? Okay, I'm gonna go fetch that little shouting animal. One moment. fussy today again. Come on. Come on, Ember. Come eat your food. Come on. Ember. Baby. Baby dog. Yes, baby dog. You come here. Woof woof. Yes. Yes. Fluffy baby dog. Yes. Do you want your food? Yummy. Super social, he's gone back into the office. He's come back a zombie and takes so much longer to bounce back. Oh, interesting. My husband is not social at all. Like for all that I am a bit weird about understanding how to human. He's definitely got like more of the autistic traits. And he's worked from home through the whole pandemic. I've actually recently started going back to the studio because I need it. For all that I might be introverted, I do need, you know, some amount of demands on my schedule and a bit of a social outlet. Okay, I've clearly got this kind of wonky. Let's see if I can fix it. But I just want to make that clear that I know that this, like I started it from one angle and then I came back around and I clearly shifted my chair and this is not lined up with any angle. So I'm just trying to figure out where to change things, but like if this was a real, there's always a decision about like whether to start fresh with a, like know when to give up and also know to like just keep on working, and figure out how to salvage things. I'm not sure where on that spectrum this would be ideally, but yeah. Got a 10-hour flight home coming up, and I'm already trying to figure out ways to be unconscious from the car door to car door, sitting back, and he's definitely my buffer. They never want to leave the house. I think we were all hobbits in a previous life. Yeah, 10 hours is tough. Melatonin is great. Valerian is great. Although I will warn you, I thought I'd be clever when I was flying to Australia, right? Had this big overnight flight. And it's like 22 hours total, including like 18 hours in the air or something. Flying to Australia, and so we'd been awake for hours, and we loaded up on like melatonin. Like I had like a bottle of melatonin, bottle of whatever, and then I brought valerian tea, like valerian loose leaf tea. And I realized as we were checking in like, you're allowed to bring snacks for your flight. But I realized how absurd I was being boarding a flight. Like, you can't bring them into a country, but you can bring stuff for your flight. So our flights were from Toronto to LA, LA to Melbourne. Things you do not want to do in Toronto. Try to board a flight to the US with a little jar of funky smelling leaves. As it turns out, they were completely fine, but as we're checking in, I was like, oh shoot, I should probably declare that, lest we run into some nonsense. Good girl. Do any of you have like very fussy dogs? Like, my experience with dogs is that they are not fussy eaters. So Ember is this whole like mind-blowing thing. She will refuse her food. She'll go on hunger strike because she's decided that she doesn't like her kibbles. And it'll get well past the point of, like, it's not just skip a meal. It is skip a meal, skip another meal, skip a full day of meals. And she's just hoping for, like, she knows that she gets lots of treats and other stuff. But she'll get way past the point of hangry and, like, completely untrainable, completely whatever, if left to her own devices and you just keep on offering her kibbles. But, like, I need her to eat her food. I need her to eat real dog food. And so we had gotten into the habit of mixing her kibbles with, like, because she gets training treats, because we go out on a lot of walks, we do a lot of training, she'd get kibbles mixed with other things in, like, a trail mix. But she started picking around, like, she'll spit out the kibbles. And so the past few days I've just been pretty insistent, like, you don't get any treats, nothing but dog food. Now I will mix her kibbles with wet food, I'll do a whole bunch of things, but I'm not going to give her anything that isn't balanced dog food until she's eaten, you know, however many meals a day. And it's been a battle. It's been a battle. It is now 4:34 p.m. local time. She's finally eaten her first meal of the day. Oh, she just gets tired of her kibbles. Like, she gets tired of anything that she has to eat regularly. So the other thing is we'll switch brands. Like, so if we get a new, or like switch brands, switch flavors, switch whatever. So if we get a new brand of kibbles, like the first day she's like, oh my goodness, this is amazing treats. And then after a few weeks she's like, no. But like we get the big bags because, you know, cost. But, I mean, the other thing is, like, she's spoiled. She gets lots of treats, lots of good treats, so she'll get, you know, freeze-dried meats and whatever, and so she's holding out hope for something better, but, like, the truth is she needs to eat balanced food, and I'm not prepared to try to figure out what a balanced diet is of all, you know, homemade stuff. Like, I'm not a dog nutritionist. I want to be able to give her food. But she's just so fussy. Oh my goodness. So anyway, so she did finally eat her one meal. Amber, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And you're sitting little lemon strips. Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, you don't go digging around in the garbage for that. You're a good girl, though. You're a cute little girl. What if you give her wet food for regular meals? So I've been mixing wet food in with her kibbles. She does usually tend to like wet food better. So I will mix wet food in with her regular meals. I'll also put wet food into like Kong toys for her. Or also like she'll get chews like trachea or like pig ears or whatever, and I'll just spread whatever stuff, including wet food, on that, freeze it, and so then she can get that as a more long-lasting treat. So she likes those just fine, and in fact, I do prefer to put some wet food in with her dry. Either wet food or like the freeze-dried, like you can get like freeze-dried stuff that you rehydrate with hot water, and so I'll do that as well. She likes both of those, and ultimately that's how I get her to eat her food. But like, I think the other thing is that she also likes training. She thinks that's fun, which is great. Like, I would love to do more training with her. I'm glad that she likes training, but when she's training, like, I just can't stand the habit that she's developed of she'll take her treats, her like trail mix, and if it's like kibbles and something else mixed, she'll spit out the kibbles. And I can't, you know, I'm not gonna hand feed her wet food as training treats. So if she's not going to eat the kibbles, if she's not going to eat the dog food as part of her reward, then she needs to eat the dog food in a bowl. And she's just been turning away the bowl too. Like, I just, it might be good to scale back treats and use pieces of kibble as treats, at least when she starts striking. Well, this is the thing, like, she's not getting treats right now until she finishes her food. And she gives me these like big sad eyes like, but where's my snack? Well, eat your breakfast. Okay, I want to go outside. Fine. She comes back, where's my chew? Eat your breakfast. It feels like I'm dealing with a fussy toddler. I will not be out stubborn by a goddamn cat. Yeah, Neuron, interestingly, prefers dry food, so that's the other reason why I'm actually perfectly happy to put wet food in Ember's dish. At this point, I'm pretty sure that it's not that she doesn't like the food. Like when it was kibbles, fine. Maybe she doesn't like kibbles. But I don't even think that's it, because she likes them just fine when they're new. It's just an excitement thing. But like, surely they're less tasty than, you know, the freeze-dried, whatever, fancy nonsense. Okay. but she really does like wet food. She will take that as a treat if it's like in a frozen Kong or whatever. Like, she loves the stuff. So I've been mixing it in with her food. The other reason I mix it in with her food is because although she's fussy about her food and won't always eat it all at once, if there's kibbles left around, Neuron will go for them because he prefers crunchy food. And he's on a special diet because he has urinary problems, so he's on wet food only. Maybe it's not kibble she likes. I mean, I've gone through this where it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to switch brands, maybe I need to switch flavors. And I'll get a different flavor, and the first day she's like, this is the most amazing thing. I love it. I want these treats always. And she'll like take them as treats. It's wonderful. And then within a week, she's like, I don't even want to touch it. I'll spit it out. I won't even touch it if it's in a bowl. Like, it's just, eat your goddamn food, animal. Eat your food. Eat your food. Maybe making meals just wet then? Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, I think, yeah, so she likes variety, which is fine, whatever. And then she's spoiled, which surely doesn't help. Not spoiled, like, whatever. It's not that we just, you know, give her whatever she wants, but we do get nice treats, and she does get lots of them. No, she doesn't have an upset stomach. She's like, she has the most rock-solid digestion of any animal I have ever seen. She can eat nonsense. Well, so this is the other thing, is for all that she's fussy, she'll eat like cat poop and sticks off the ground. Like, she'll get into whatever she can for all of the nonsense that both we give her and that she is able to swallow before we're able to get it out of her mouth. Her digestion is perfect. She'll eat whatever, and out comes perfectly formed poop on schedule 11 hours later. Like, it is. She's not, nothing is making her sick, because she's not sick. She is completely healthy. She loves her, yeah. She's just, I mean, the thing is, she'll get fussy about treats too, right? Like, we have, the current batch of treats has mussels in it, like, you know, the shellfish, freeze-dried, and they, like, you need to crunch through them. She'll spit those out. Just like, you little brat. At least I'd recommend mixing the kibble in with the wet really well and not letting her out stubborn you. Well, that's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing now, is we are on day 3 of, she does not, you know, I have her schedule for when she is supposed to eat her food, and she does not get any treats until she has had all of the food that she's supposed to have had by this time. Nope, not texture. She loves the texture. In fact, that's the only way to get her to eat. And like, so here I am, like, microwaving wet dog food with rehydrated kibbles in it for my spoiled dog. Because she thinks that if she holds out, then she'll get the tasty chicken breast that I give her sometimes. And she'll stare at the bin like, I know that there's chicken breast in there. You know that there's tastier things in there. Like, you're not getting chicken breast, you're getting kibbles. Eat them. So eventually she will eat them, and like once she starts eating, then she like gobbles it down. She actually does like the stuff. I think she just likes other stuff more, and she is ridiculously stubborn. And like, I'm ridiculously stubborn, but man, stubborn dogs. Yeah. 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 I guess that's the, you know, she's a border collie. She knows exactly where everything is, and she'll go walk me to the kitchen and like stare up above the fridge. We have her collection of chews, and over beside the dining room there's a bin that has her treats, and she'll stare at exactly the thing that she wants. Like, look, right there. No, you don't get that. You get your food. Eat your food. Yeah, and like then if I'm giving her treats, then she knows what's in the mix, and she'll spit out her less favorite parts. And like, okay, well fine, so we're not doing the mix anymore for a while. Chicken breasts have tones of salt. Maybe she wants that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, there's like things she consistently likes. We have treats that are like dried chicken breast and dried duck breast, which she really likes. She likes liver. She likes tripe. She likes like a whole bunch of just like straight organ meats. She has these gross like fake bacon things that, whatever, her breeders started her on those. I don't get them very frequently, but she likes them. I don't know, like it's not like there's any salt added. These are dog treats. She likes peanut butter, but that's obviously a limited thing because it's really fatty, and also the stuff we have has sugar in it too. She likes yogurt, she likes cheese. Obviously, we don't give her, sorry, won't say obviously. We do not give her food off of our plates, but if we are preparing food that has dog-friendly ingredients, we'll mix it into her bowl or give it to her as treats. So she always gets either her bowl or out-of-hand treats off out of her own container, but sometimes there's the same ingredients as whatever we're eating. Otherwise they go rather flat. Well, sure, but it's not, like this isn't like I made a chicken breast. I prepared a chicken breast for human consumption. This is dried, it's like chicken jerky for dogs. I don't think it has any salt. It's just dried. Like other than the salt that's like really in the meat itself. Yeah, what else? Yeah, I mean, she likes everything. She loves, she likes blueberries, she likes strawberries, she likes avocado. She likes apples. Carrots. Cooked green beans, not raw though. She's a big fan of turkey. Yeah, so very occasionally she will get some salt from, like we put peanut butter on her Kongs and stuff, and so that has some salt. And then occasionally she'll, like, if I do make, well, I don't really make much meat, but Jordan does. So, you know, Jordan made a smoked turkey. He chopped up some for Ember, so that would have had a little bit of salt. Although again, he knew he was going to give some to Ember, so he seasoned accordingly. Yeah, she doesn't, like, the treats we get don't come with any added salt because they're for dogs. They're not, like, it's not a human thing that we're recycling for dogs. No, like, okay, it's jerky in the sense that it's dried meat. It's not jerky in, like, the sold for humans. Here, I'll show it. Okay, so of course I brought this stuff up, and of course I summoned up Ember as well. But it's this, it's chicken breast. One ingredient, chicken breast. And then should be like this. Yeah, but like they're completely dry, so there's nothing there. It's just looks like jerky. But it is for dogs, so it's not, you know, it's not seasoned like it would be for humans. If you look at the ingredients, chicken breast fillet. That's it. Yes, I know, Ember. I brought up your treats and now you want some. Okay, well, you did have your food. You did have your food, so you can have one of these things. But we're gonna give it to you in little bitty bits. Is it freeze-dried? That's a brand. I don't think they're freeze-dried. I think they are air-dried, but I'm not actually sure. I think they're air-dried because the freeze-dried ones end up very like powdery almost. We're just concerned about the health of the fluffs. Yes. Yeah. No, and like I also asked because that's been my concern of the past few days. Like I am fine with her being fussy, I'm fine with whatever, but like I do need her to eat dog food. Right, buddy? We have opinions. Yes, we have opinions. We need you to eat dog food. Yep. We need this to eat dog food. We do. We do. Yes. Down. Down. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. You can have that. Yeah, well, I mean, these ones, this one's particularly crunchy. Like, it's not, usually these have a little bit more give to them, but yeah. Oh, yes. Do you like these? Have you been wanting chicken breast all day? And I made you eat gross, goopy, not chicken breast? That isn't chicken breast? That is kibbles? And your food that you like it? Yeah, I made you special food. I microwaved it for you so it was warm, but it wasn't chicken breast. What a tragedy. What a tragedy, huh, Ember? My poor underprivileged little dog. Is this my poor underprivileged little dog who does not get enough chicken breast? Yes, you are. Are you going to at least show off your tricks? Are you going to at least show off your tricks to earn these? Yeah? You're at least going to show off your tricks to earn these, aren't you? Okay, Amber, sit. Yeah, sit. Ah, you want chicken breast, you have to sit. No, sit, no chicken breast. Sit. Sit, please. What is this? Did you think that commands are optional? Sit, please. Sit, please. Amber. Thank you. Good girl. Yes. Touch. 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 Good kisses. Yes. Paw. Can I have a paw? Oh, good girl. Yes, this is a good girl. Can I have another paw? Other paw. Yes, good girl. Good kisses. Can I have the other paw? Yes, I know. My hand tastes like chicken. Other paw. Other paw. Amber. Other paw. Good girl. Good girl. High five. Yes. Okay. You can have a treat. You can have a treat. Down. You can have a treat. Yes. And now you can have another treat because you're very cute. Okay, we're gonna wait. We're gonna practice wait. Right? Are you gonna practice wait? You're gonna practice wait? Yes, you are. Okay, can I? Oh. You can't see, but she's got treats on her paws. And she's not eating them because she's a good girl sometimes. Are you suffering? Is it very difficult? Do you want to shove your paws over here so people can see what you've got on your paw pads? Oh, look at these little paw pads. Yes. Yes, wait. Good girl. Good wait. Good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Okay, you can have them. Yummy. Yummy. She is so fluffy behind the ears. Yes, these are very soft ears. These are very soft ears. Okay, I am going to do some work. And Ember is going to... Ember is going to stay very nice and behaved over here. And if you're very good, you'll get another treat later. And apparently I've managed to change my angle again, and this is going to be a real mess, this thing. Nope, sorry. Look at her face. More treats? Yes, of course more treats, buddy. Yeah, you're a good girl. Oh my goodness, look at this sweet baby face. Yeah, you're adorable. Oh, so good, yeah. And you did have your food. Yes, you did have your food, didn't you? Took you a while, but you did have your food. You're just a good sleepy baby. You're a good sleepy baby. So sleepy. Good girl. Yeah, you get all sleepy after you've had your food. It's amazing. You should eat your food more frequently. Yeah, anyway, my sense isn't so much that she actually dislikes it as, like, there's some, like, staggering stubbornness about, like, you know, if I wait, do I get something even better? And in general, I just feel like, okay, well, you know, so if this is getting out of hand, then we just don't feed you, then we just, like, I can out-stubborn you, dog, except that, man, is she ever stubborn. Man, is she ever stubborn. You're a stubborn little girl. You're my stubborn little girl, I love you. Wonder where you got that from, huh? Let's see if I bring this up again a little. Yeah, she's sweet. There's definitely some challenges. She's like, she wants to be good, but she definitely has some, like, very, very high drive. And if that is not met, then she will find a different way to meet it. Which, of course, we were prepared for that. So that's not, not a surprise, really. So part of what's going on here is this is to this thing. Maybe if I bring that out just a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's maybe a little bit better. Then come out like this. For next month now, I was checking ingredients and there's Star Wars toys in the shop. Ooh. Okay, this is super distorted and it's driving me mad. So I think that's actually what I'm gonna leave this at, as I have this piece here and this piece here. I haven't really worked on any paint. with this, but I think that's okay. I have a sweet little dog here. Do you want to go say hi? Do you want to say hi to the camera, Amber? I'm going to take the skull off the desk before my dog tries to eat it, because that would be alarming. Right? Right, my little alarming baby? Yes, let's not alarm anyone with how alarming and ridiculous you are. We're gonna scoop the baby up. I'm gonna scoop the baby up. Oh, scoopies. And we're gonna put the baby in here. Yes, oh hello. We're gonna waffle your ears, they're so soft. I'm gonna waffle these ears. Oh, okay. Oh, whoa, 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 right. Apparently that was it. Huh? You don't want more lap time? No? All done? Okay, come. Touch. Here. Okay, fine. No treats for you. Anyway, yeah. So that's my sketches for today. I'm gonna go apply to some grants now. Was it pencil or pen you used for drawing? Pen. This is, okay, whatever, X701 0.7 millimeter pen, but it's a ballpoint. It's a ballpoint pen. Yeah, I'm just trying to, loosen up here. I feel like I've been a little bit too, tensed up. But yeah, that's a process. Anyway, that happened. Yeah, I will catch you next week. Bye.